Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about creating derived tables using LookML. If you've ever faced situations where your SQL logic is too complex for simple views, your dashboards are slow, or you need pre-aggregated or transformed data, then derived tables are exactly what you need. By the end of this video, you'll clearly understand what derived tables are, when to use them, the different types of derived tables, and how to write LookML code with real examples. Let's get started. Just log in with credentials given in portal. Once you logged in, try to start the tasks given portal. A derived table in Looker is a table that is created from a SQL query, instead of directly pointing to a physical table in the database. Think of it like this. You write a SQL query. Looker runs that query. The result becomes a table, and you build dimensions and measures on top of it. Derived tables help you simplify complex SQL logic, reuse transformations, improve performance, and keep your LookML clean. In real projects, derived tables are extremely common. And you should consider derived tables when your logic requires joins across multiple tables. You need aggregated data like daily or monthly summaries. You want to pre-calculate metrics. You want to hide complex SQL from end users. You need better dashboard performance. If your view SQL starts becoming messy or unreadable, that's usually a sign that a derived table is a better choice. There are two main types: temporary derived tables, created at query time, not stored permanently, useful for small or lightweight logic. Persistent derived tables, PDTs, stored in the database, refreshed based on schedules or triggers, best for large datasets and performance optimization. In this video, we'll focus on how to create them, and I'll explain persistence later. Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you have an orders table and you want total revenue by day. Instead of repeating this SQL everywhere, we create a derived table. Here's what's happening. The derived underscoreable block contains the SQL. The query calculates revenue at the daily level. $table refers to the result of the derived table. We then define dimensions and measures as usual. This approach keeps logic centralized and reusable. Now let's look at a real-world use case. Suppose you want order data, customer data, and country information. Instead of modeling this with complex LookML joins, you can do it once in SQL. Here, complex joins are handled once in SQL. LookML stays clean and readable. Business users don't need to worry about joins. This is extremely common in production Looker models. By default, derived tables are temporary. That means Looker runs the SQL every time. Results are not stored permanently. For large datasets, this can be slow. That's where persistent derived tables, or PDTs, come in. This tells Looker, store the result in the database. Refresh it every 24 hours. You can also use SQL_trigger_value. Data group triggers. These are commonly used in real projects to control refresh behavior. Here are some best practices I follow in real projects. Use derived tables to simplify LookML. Avoid unnecessary columns in SQL. Use PDTs for large datasets. Add clear naming conventions. Document complex logic with comments. Avoid business logic duplication. Derived tables should make your model simpler, not more complicated. To summarize, derived tables let you build tables using SQL. They help manage complex logic and improve performance. You can use temporary or persistent versions. They are essential for real-world Looker projects. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you want a video on PDT triggers, data groups, or performance tuning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.